My first question to you is how do I pronounce your name?
It's Namdi.
Oh, Namdi. That's
Yes,
much
Namdi.
easier than it looks.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, it's Nigerian, but I say it's like Aaron with double A's.
Are you Namdi,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Are
Namdi.
you from Nigeria?
Yeah, my parents are
Is
Nigerian.
that right?
I was born in Liverpool, but my parents are Nigerian.
Wow, Liverpool. That's a cool city from
Yeah.
where since the Beatles came from there, that put the city on the map, man. That
Well,
was so cool.
yeah, well, before the
So
Beatles, it was the international hub for slave trade. Yes, it was.
what? Wait,
It
say that
was.
again.
It's where it made its money, but it stopped, and it's really when slave trade stopped, it affected its economy. But it actually has one of the most diverse parts of the UK where there's probably more mixed race marriages in Liverpool than any part of the country. Um,
Wow.
and they've got a multi-million dollar international slavery museum that to just commemorate
Holy moly.
yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Yes.
And they have a museum coming, talking about that.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it's really haunting because I mean you can hear the sounds of what it was like in the ship and some things that were still kept from there. So they really wanted us to realize how tough it was and challenging and to immerse and feel what it was like, you know.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
That's amazing. I went to I don't know if you've been there, but the African American Museum in DC, right?
No.
It's been there about 8 years, maybe, I don't know. And they have the same kind of feeling, the pictures of the ship. They have a
Mm.
ship.
Yeah.
They actually have a
Wow.
slave ship in there, and the most amazing photographs and stories you never heard.
Yeah.
And of course, Trump wants to take away all that information out of the museum. He doesn't want anything about slavery, how bad it was, and
Yeah.
he really has made moves to do that. And
Wow.
hopefully, in the next term, people will put it back.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I know he took the Martin Luther King bust out of the Oval Office, but
Oh
yeah.
my God! Oh my God! I didn't know that either.
Oh yeah, no,
He
yeah.
wouldn't put up, but remember he wouldn't put up Obama's portrait like all the presidents do. They put up he wouldn't do it. Hmm.
Oh goodness. Well,
He's going to get his. I ain't worried about it.
but for me, it is an amazing honor and a privilege to be able to have an opportunity to speak with you. Um,
Thank you.
I started this channel during the lockdown, and I've probably spoken to over almost 200 different artists and stuff over that time. But it's always fascinating to be able to celebrate your career, to be able to give audience an insight other than just the music, but about your life and how you even got there, and to celebrate your accolades and
Thank you so
everything.
much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so even though yes, I was born and raised in Liverpool, but you know my parents are Nigerian, so I went to high school in Nigeria, but went to college in the US, and I actually went to college in Selma, Alabama. I don't know
Ooh,
if yeah, and I was actually there. I moved there in '92, and the mayor of Selma when I moved there in '92 was the same mayor from '65 who didn't let them cross the bridge. So he was still the mayor from all those years when I got there. So
no.
yeah, he's passed away now, but Mayor Smitherman, but he was still the mayor all those years, and it was fascinating for
Wow.
yeah, it was divide and conquer. So when maybe the black population would put up a black um, candidate, they would bring up their own little stews to sort of split the votes, and he'll keep winning. But yes, that's Selma. It was a beautiful city, though, but a few town.
Unbelievable.
Yes, yes,
Quite a history.
part of history.
Hmm.
But I always start off with we have an international audience. Where were you? born and raised?
in Brooklyn, New York, for,
Okay.
for my first 12 years. And then I moved to Canada,
Ah,
which was an amazing experience, eye-opening experience about all kinds of things. Mostly, the racial situation in Canada was much better than
no.
in Brooklyn.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they didn't have many black people, so they didn't know what the big deal was. Why? But great people, wonderful country, and I learned all my musical knowledge in Canada. Although I was listening to all kinds of music internationally, but that's where I really met musical minds that helped me progress. Yeah.
I mean, New York, whether it's Brooklyn, Harlem, the Bronx, Queens, it was just such an eclectic place where black music and culture immersed. Leaving that at 12 to move to Canada, was that hard for you? Did you?
It was wonderful for
Oh,
me
wow.
because it was kind of a culture shock because I wasn't used to being around white people at all. Because
Oh,
in Brooklyn, if you were black, you just stayed with the black people because there wasn't
it's
the beauty of,
integration.
yeah, it wasn't really good. But there, it was really good. Either I became like a spectacle, like everybody thought I should sing and dance because I was black, because that was their experience, right? And I was so mad that I liked to sing and dance because I was fulfilling their, projection of me. And but it all worked out good.
Wow. I think that explains most of your music, the choices, well, what we heard from you. But in Canada, the was the music scene as a child different? Were you able to, most R&B artists, I always hear them talking about singing in the church and then, and Baptist
Right.
church and stuff. What was that experience for you to get into music, just learn music in Canada as a 12-year-old?
Well, music wasn't a big thing when I was a young person. It was a big thing as a listener. I
Yeah.
loved listening to the music, but we were always listening to American radio stations if we could
Uh,
get them on our little radios because they were playing R&B and that's what we wanted to hear.
okay.
And so but there were some musical minds that I met in Canada that really helped shaped me. And I had a lot of magic happening because like the day I left high school, I went to this club in Hamilton, Ontario. There were three girls singing called the Tiaras, and my girlfriend and I, wanted to see them. So, and they were from Toronto, which is a much bigger city.
Mm.
So we went down there, and we had no money. I was hanging at the back door, and this guy walks out, and there's a few people standing in the back door. He walks right up to me and he says, "Do you sing?" And I said, "Yes." But in my mind, I'm saying, "What? What is this?" He says, "Well, one of the girls in our group is leaving and we may need a replacement. Right? Would you be interested?" And you can come in and see the show. So that's how we got in. They were fantastic. And I thought I had a job. So, a few weeks later, I went to Toronto with my suitcase and everything. No place to stay, and I come in to the rehearsal and they were like, "Whoa, this was in their minds. This is an audition, not you
Oh,
got the
wow.
job." But I didn't know that. So I just came in and I actually got the job.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
And it's a
Wow.
good thing because I was so blind to the reality of what could happen in a situation like that. But I had such good people around me.
What did your parents think when you said you're going from Ontario to Toronto for a job?
Oh, well, I was out of school by then. So they
Okay.
couldn't really say much to me.
Wow, wow, wow.
But my dad's a singer, so he
Okay.
understood. My mom's a singer and songwriter. That's where I learned about songwriting. And I thought when I was little, I thought all moms wrote songs because mine did.
Wow.
But when I went to school, I said, "Does your mommy write songs?" And they were like, "No." But I had a good upbringing. I had a lot of music in my house, a lot, between
Wow.
my mom and dad, even after they divorced.
Okay.
In both their houses, there was so much music that it inspired me as a kid, you know?
Was it ever part of your plan to follow their footsteps, or did you have any other ambitions when you were before in high school?
I didn't really see myself as following their steps, footsteps. I saw myself as fulfilling my my mission,
Oh, wow.
not as a child, but I knew I had to do music.
Wow.
That's the only thing I was interested in, really. I
Wow.
was I was I was passionate. Like my dad played me this song when I was about 9 years old by Count Basie and his orchestra called April in Paris.
Hmm.
It's a classic. If you've never heard it, please look it up. And it's a live version, April in Paris. It's a mind blowing thing. And I kept asking him, "Dad, play it again." "Dad, play it again." I was so into it. Now I see why. Because I had music in me,
Mm.
but I didn't know I did. I had it. I just felt it.
Wow.
Play it again. I was 9. So
Wow.
a great inspiration.
Yeah. I mean, you said your mum, did you learn how to write from your mum, or did your mum model the gift of writing?
She modeled the gift of
Okay.
writing because I wrote nothing like her or understood from her the structure of a song. I listened to radio. That's where I got all my ideas how to write, really, because there were great writers from Ash, Ashford and Simpson and the guys from Motown. Come on.
Oh, oh, those, yeah.
Yes, Holland
Oh,
Dozier and
yeah.
Holland, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant. They wrote so many hits. And the Beatles, of course, were a huge
Yeah.
source
Lennon
of
and McCartney. Yeah.
And so I had the best teachers,
No.
and my ears were open. As a writer, your ears should be open to everything that appeals to you.
But is it because I've spoken to other writers, Melvin Riley Jr. from Ready for the World, or Timmy Gatlin, who started Guy, and they see talk about it as a gift where they can just be sitting down and all of a sudden the lyrics are coming and it's like, oh my goodness, and this right, it's not like they're like and they're thinking what word could be. It was just almost like it's downloaded and they just catch it and write.
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel the exact same way. Like my first hit song was called "So Good, So Right," right? And I had a dinner party one night,
Mm.
and I was washing dishes after the dinner. The song is haunting. I'm like, "So good, so right." And I was singing it, washing the dishes. I stopped washing the dishes, went into the living room where my dinner guests were still relaxing, sat down at the piano, which I never did in front of people, and wrote that song. I wrote that song because
Wow.
I knew if you get an idea like that you that you, like it's different and it's wonderful, you have to pay attention. You have to get up whenever you're doing and get to it, or sing it in your phone, or
Mm.
whatever it is.
Wow. Goodness. Was your mom any different? How was her gifting the how when of writing?
I was really too young to analyze how she did it. I just knew that she did it. And just that mere thought was a big release for me because if she could do it, I can do it. I wasn't
Okay.
even thinking about her really. It was already in me. It's
Yeah.
the music, it calls you. And that's what it did to me. I was called to music. That's how I feel.
Wow. Yeah. So I was wondering what came easier for you, writing songs or interpreting them with your voice, singing?
Good question. Uh, I learned to sing from learning to play the piano, because when I was playing the piano, I wasn't really thinking about my voice. I was just singing. And then I would discover these things that I was doing vocally that I didn't even know I could do, because my mind wasn't here. It was here on the
Mm,
keyboard. And that helped a lot to help me learn my own style,
mm.
because I started realizing, oh, the style. But I just loved it so much. Loved it.
Yeah. When you decided to go, probably sign with A&M and decide to go solo, your style of music was especially coming from Brooklyn and being African American. Was there no passion to do go into the R&B, Aretha Franklin and all, and then that because you mentioned Motown, or how did you just how did the music direct you to the sort of pop rock song direction you went into?
Well, I was just doing what I was immersed in musically,
Mm,
from listening to all these different styles of music, and what came out was just a conclusion of what I understood about the music. And so I didn't know. As a matter of fact, I went into one of the record companies when I was looking for my first record deal. And he was a black gentleman running a company. And I walked in his office and I said, well, I would like a record deal, but I'm not R&B. And he said, right? You're even laughing. He said, honey, you black, you R&B. And I went, oh, okay. I didn't had no I had no idea that they classified it so
Yeah.
strictly. But but I always felt the R&B. If you feel my music, there's R&B in it. It's just a fusion of things.
Y-
So
Yeah, but because I think during the mid late 70s, mid 80s, even there was you could hear something from Elton John that would sound similar to what Stevie was doing. There was even what Lionel was doing. There was a sense of actually everyone can access it. It wasn't it didn't feel like just black music. It felt like music that anyone can enjoy. But then again, I wonder if because being African American, they would say, yeah, but we need to keep you on black radio. So, and because we don't think your audience would appreciate you singing popular music. How were you able to, because you said the music was
you know
in
what's
you.
funny?
Sorry, go ahead.
A funny story about that, because my first song, So Good So Right, I was talking about
Mm.
before, had a gentleman named Freddie Mancuso who had a demo of my song. And he went and played it for all these radio people in the country, but they didn't know if I was black or white.
Ah,
They didn't assume I was black. They just assumed I was white because it wasn't like heavy R&B,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So all those white stations started playing So Good So Right, and then the black stations were like, when they found out who I was, they were like, "Oh, wait a minute, she's ours." So they started playing it, and it was a beautiful thing, because it just proves none of that really matters. It's
Mm.
about what it sounds like, how it makes you feel, and people feel good listening to that.
Yeah, but the guy who did Do for Love, he escapes me for now. Um, what you want to do for love? He put his album
Bobby
cover,
Caldwell,
Bobby Caldwell,
you're talking
yes.
about,
Yes, that was him. He had a silhouette of him sitting on a bench, so no one knew if he was black or white. But the R&B stations play
right?
thinking, yeah, he's one of us. But it goes
Yeah,
to show that music is music. But if they'd seen him being
Thank you.
white, they would have just rejected, said, nope, he's trying to
Yeah,
copy us. Did you face
yeah.
any of those
He was
challenges?
amazing.
Mm,
I love Caldwell. We sang a duet together, which is pretty nice. And he was just a beautiful voice. I loved his voice, you know.
yeah.
Mhm.
Did you
And
face
and a
any?
writer.
Okay, and right, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
I
he
was wondering
wrote
if you.
What You Won't Do.
Oh, sorry. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
you this is the fun with delay. Go ahead, dear.
I was wondering. No, you were saying the your his soulful voice, and you guys you did the duet together.
Yes, we did. We loved each other. And I don't mean a romance
Yeah,
love, it
yeah,
was a musical love. And we had this great fun recording this song, which I can't remember the title right now. But
yeah. No, and but let me see, Bobby. Let me see if we can. Caldwell, we have the song. Who are we? Who are you? From your 90 from Soul Talking.
is that both of us?
Yes, Brenda Russell and Bobby Caldwell are music collaborators who worked
Oh
together
yeah.
on the
Well
song
that'll be
Who Are
good.
You from your 93
Yeah,
album Soul Talking. Yeah, 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 yeah.
fabulous. That's a
Yeah.
fabulous song. And the writer was amazing. Bill. I forgot
Um,
Bill's last name, but he's amazing, that songwriter.
Cantos? Was it Bill Cantos?
Yes. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. But I
Wonderful writer.
wonderful.
When he wrote that song and I heard it on the radio and I was like, okay, I have to find out who wrote it because I have to sing this, you know.
Wow.
It became a song.
Wow. How did you get your debut, your deal at A&M?
I think I manifested it because my dream was to be on the same label as Carole King, who was a fantastic
Wow.
female songwriter on unbelievable songs.
Mm.
And I loved where she was coming from, and I wanted to be at a company that appreciated her. So my manager at the time was a young lady named Brenda Dash. And she said, all right. I said, who do you think will take me as an artist? What label? And she said, oh, no. Now who will take you? Who do you want?
Wow.
Make a list of who you want, not who will take you. That's where
Wow.
she came from, right? And I was like, oh, okay. So I made my little list, and A&M was at the top of my list, right? The first three labels we had business with, talking to, what the Bee Gees wanted to work with me, and Wonder wanted to work with me producing my project. But it was just magic because I made it happen. Even when I called the label and they said, oh, we're not signing women at this time. I was like, oh, okay. And then I had to go another way. But I manifested that.
Wow.
We can manifest things we want if we put the power of thought and intent into what we want.
Mm. But how did they change their mind then if they said, well, we're not sending
Because I
women?
went to how did that happen? We went, we went to a different level. We went to a higher level. And the gentleman who heard that was like, oh, yeah, we want her. And it was Tommy LaPuma, um, Al Schmidt. Tommy LaPuma was running Horizon Records for A&M, for Herb Alpert. And they heard my demos and they were like, yeah, we want her. So I ended up being on Horizon, but it was a subsidiary,
Mm.
can't even speak now, of A&M, right?
Okay.
So I had my dream come true. And they were unbelievable people. Tommy LaPuma is renowned as a producer. He's done so much. And Al Schmidt has more gold records than any engineer ever. Like he's amazing. So I got to work with, I think God put me with these people
Yeah.
that were brilliant people. I didn't even know enough to appreciate how brilliant they were.
Mm.
I was
Yeah.
thinking, oh, they're so nice and they get my stuff, you know.
What about the opportunity to write on your debut album? Because I used maybe I'm coming from how things were, say, in the 90s, where artists weren't trusted to showcase their voice. In fact, not even that. When I interviewed Elder Barge, he said Motown did not want him to write his own music on his debut album. So they brought in people to write Here's Johnny and things, and it crushed him. So how were you able to, how did A&M allow you to just write and showcase?
Well, I wrote the songs first in my previous life before the end. And when they heard the songs that I wrote, they were very impressed. And
Mm,
those songs were like Way Back When and If Only for One Night, and, songs that became very popular.
mm, mm. And so they could then see that you actually have the material, so we can give you that opportunity.
Oh, they saw that. There was no question of calling in a writer for me. That
Yeah,
wasn't even on the table. If you wanted me to sign, you have to use my music. This is who I am.
yeah,
And some companies made mistakes of trying to reinvent the artists that
mm,
they signed, but sometimes that doesn't work. You have to let the artists blossom in their own way.
yeah,
If you like their music.
yeah. But at that time, it felt like, they weren't spending millions on recording albums like they did in the 90s. And so it meant that they could help develop you and put it out. And if you went gold, that was big. Because they weren't spending 20 million on music videos. Did you feel like if creatively there was a space to be creative and release? The videos didn't cost as much, and it was a great time to be a recording artist.
For me, it was a great time because we had I had a team of people that were not going to take anything that they didn't want, that we didn't want. They were very focused on the vision of what my artistry could bring. And that was just the way it was. And I had a wonderful time. Although after I recorded my first album, and I took it to the car to listen because everybody does that. You listen on different speakers. And I played it in the car and I cried like a baby
Oh
because I thought
wow.
it was so awful. I mean, I
Oh
just
my goodness.
couldn't believe this is awful. Oh my God, what am I going to do? And that's how I felt. But now I know that we're so close that we can't even be a fair judge at some point of what's
Mm,
happening musically,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, goodness, to write all this, I think you wrote all the songs on your debut album.
Yeah, I did.
Wow. The it's impressive because they later on, and I wonder if because you were on, dare I say, a white label who said, let's trust you, because I think whether it's Motown, Philly International, there was very much of a, okay, we're going to shape you, we're writing everything and you just sing. Do you think that
Oh yeah. Oh,
might have been that might could have been the difference?
um, I don't think I ever would have entered an environment where someone had to give me songs
Yeah.
or write for me because I was too focused on what I've written already and what I have to say.
Mm,
And spiritually, I knew that it was right. to do
Mm.
what I was doing. So it was never, we never had a real problem.
Yeah. But it would have been a difference um if Gamble and Huff had you wrote the songs, but they produced it musically. I mean, so into soul. Would your lyrics have worked if an R&B soul, those soul producers like Gamble and Huff had done the production, or did it have to go into the direction in which it did?
Um, I love Gamble and Huff, and it probably would have been a different experience and more funky, probably. But
Mm.
it wouldn't have been my expression
Ah.
in the music, and my expression is what we wanted to focus on. Who is this person, and what has she got to say musically? This is it, and that's how you should treat an artist. Like let them express what God gave them to do, basically.
Yeah.
I think like that, but
Yeah. Um, did and did you get any with other female artists who were black at the time? Did they not say, "Hey, what are you doing singing white music? Or, come over here and do what we're doing"? Or how was that like
I
in those
never,
ins
I never, ever encountered that. No one would ever call me doing white music, first of all,
Mm,
unless they didn't understand what I was doing.
yeah.
But all the black women that I knew that were performers, from the Pointer Sisters to Lisa Fisher to all these wonderful Layla Hathaway, they loved me. They never would have said anything like that because they loved what I do because it was
Mm,
different
mm,
than the main thing. I
yeah.
wasn't doing, when I came out, there was disco rama in the world, and I was not doing that,
Mm,
you know. And I stuck to what I knew I could do, and I communicated with a lot of people, you
mm,
know, and that's what I love.
yeah. Yeah.
And I advise that to any people that are trying to get their music out there. Believe in yourself and find people that believe in you
Yeah.
and work with that.
At the time, how did the Brenda Russell debut album do for A&M?
Well, I think it would have done better with more promotion. But at the time, Herb was having a big hit. He was on A&M, right? So all
Mm,
the focus went to Herb from everywhere in that building because he was
wow.
having his, what's that song? Da, 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 da. It was a huge hit. And Irina, yes, okay, get that phone, please. Um, where were we?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, the promotion of Brenda Russell album on A&M,
oh
yeah.
yeah. If it had more promotion, it would have done better. But the feedback that I got from my musical peers was
Mm,
so wonderful. And plus fans, like, my song became popular first in DC
mm.
because I think they have a station there at a university there. Come on, Black University,
Oh,
WHUR, I
Howard.
think.
Howard?
Howard University.
Yeah.
They were playing my song. So anytime I meet people from that area, they're like, oh, because they heard so much of it, and they loved it so much, especially to the college students that were
Mm.
coming up to me. I really loved that.
The how was your first tour then off of the album? How was that set up for you? And how did you feel? How did you like that?
I can't even remember my first
I'm
tour.
so okay. I'm so...
It's like, what? Oh my God. But I've had some wonderful tours. And I went out with David Sanborn early on, and he was fantastic. It
Yeah.
was a great tour.
Yeah.
And some interesting people who, of course, I cannot think of right now. But I love touring because you're giving to the people just one on one, and I love that.
Mm.
And feel what they're giving back is beautiful. So
How did your mum and dad feel when you did get signed to A&M and release your debut album? What was it like? Were they still in Canada or?
Yep. Yeah, my stepmom and dad. My mom lived in Brooklyn still
Okay.
because they got divorced, but they were very happy. They were happy for me because they knew that was my dream, you know?
Wow. Goodness, goodness.
We can manifest. I say that to people because we need to believe more in the power of our brain, our
Mm,
thoughts, our energy. If
yeah.
we believe in that, it starts something new.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. I mean, we're creating beings, and so definitely it is even our words. I mean, if it's
Yes.
how those can manifest. I'm a psychotherapist, and
Oh,
when I work with parents, I tell them, they have to be careful what they say to their kids because
absolutely.
yeah, because it can manifest and actually yeah, it can be counter.
Wow. That is so perfect that you say that. I believe that totally. We
Yeah.
have to be careful what we say to the little ones, you know.
Yes, yes, I've learned a long time, yeah, even as a parent. But yes, I mean, it didn't take long, just probably about another 2 years. Then you went and did Love of Life, and again, pretty much wrote everything. Did you learn anything from the Brenda Russell debut album that when you did Love Life, you thought you may do differently?
Well, after I did the first album, they wanted me to do the same thing again, like the same kind of song, and that wasn't even part of my thinking to repeat myself. But that happened a lot back in the day. You know, you make a song and then you make another song that kind of sounds like that. So you got a hit.
Wow.
But I was not even conscious of this concept. No. You know, where's my piano in the dark? Where's my solo? You know, but you can't anchor down your creativity like that. To me, you have to let it flow, whatever it is,
Mm,
whatever it comes out. But you have to believe you're getting something, and that comes from somewhere else,
mm.
from the ethers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, and I guess I think also when you are authentic and you're not chasing the hits or the viral moments, you grow a fan base who know what to get from you and start to learn from you and want that consistency. Other artists might say, "Oh, this looks popular. Let me go do some of this. Let me do some of that," and they're just chasing the hit record. But then, what do they have afterwards? Um, the one thing I didn't understand is that you had your first two albums with A&M, and then you go to Warner Brothers to do Two Eyes. Well, how did you? How did that? What happened?
Well, Tommy LaPuma. Wow, that's weird. Tommy LaPuma decided to go to. I think he went to one.
Yeah, Warner
Oh my
Brothers.
God! It seems like Tommy was involved, but I popped up there,
Yeah, yeah.
and the president of the company was walking by me one day. The record had just come out, right, in Warner's, and he looked at me and he said, "You have nothing to worry about." And that's when I started worrying
Oh, whoa.
because it just was not right. I knew something in my brain just went, "Oh my God, this is not good," because I had a lot to worry about. They
Wow.
didn't give me the promotion, but maybe I didn't give them the song. So, you know, you never know. But I had some great songs on that record
Yeah.
that I'm so proud of. So, but you have to go through the process of growing and experiencing different aspects of this business. And once you can still be solid in your own self,
Hmm.
you can get through that.
Yeah. Did I mean I think you work with people like Michael McDonald on that album
Oh,
and Michael McDonald on that album. Um and so it's it did show even people like Michael East on who played bass and stuff, and back in those days,
Nathan East.
Nathan
Yeah.
East.
I mean, excuse me one second. You mentioned Michael McDonald, and this is one of my hobbies. And I
Oh,
do this with
you
Michael.
drew? Is that not a
Yeah,
photo?
it's thank you. I use charcoal.
Wow.
Thank you so
Oh
much.
my
It's
goodness.
nice, huh?
I mean, I thought it was a picture, like a photograph.
Thank you so
How long
much.
does it take to do that?
Um, it varies. A couple of months probably. But I feel so
Wow.
guilty when I'm drawing because I know I should be making music. But I
Has
couldn't help it.
has he seen it?
Yes, he has.
Wow, what did he say?
He liked it. And
Wow.
a few people that know him liked it very much. So
Oh my goodness. That is when did you start doing drawing?
I started in the 80s because this weird thing happened to me. This beautiful artist called me and said, I want to draw your picture. And I said, okay. I wasn't really into it, but she talked me into it. So she came over and she drew my picture. And at the end of that, she had paper and charcoal. She said, you should play. So she threw the paper and charcoal down for me. You should play, she said. And then she left. And I went, oh, I'm going to play now.
Oh,
So I started drawing. And when I was drawing these pictures, I was like, oh my God, who's doing that? And then I would run out of the room and peek back in at the easel, going, who is doing that?
oh.
I had no idea I had that talent, so vivid. You know what I'm saying?
Even as a child, you weren't drawing or
Oh, yeah. I always drew as a kid, like all kids. But yes, in high school, early on when the Beatles came out, I drew pictures of a couple of the Beatles because I drew one and took it to school and I want one. I want one. You know, everybody wanted me to draw pictures for them. That was my first understanding that I could draw, but not seriously, because
Mm,
all kids do that.
yeah.
But when I started doing this in the 80s, I was flabbergasted. Amazing. Bring me one more of Joe Zawinul. Joe Zawinul wrote Birdland, which is one of the greatest jazz songs ever written, in my opinion. And I drew this picture of him.
Whoa.
It's a copy of a
Whoa.
photograph of him. And
Even his
his
bald
son,
head.
yeah, he had a bald head and he was so brilliant. And his son loves that picture.
Oh
And
my
he said, I
goodness.
could feel my father in that. And
Oh
I
my
was
goodness.
happy.
And then when you're drawing, because I know what you do, are you taken somewhere? Are you do
Oh,
you know?
yeah. You leave the building,
Wow.
spiritually thinking. You have to go somewhere because that helps you to immerse yourself in that feeling of creativity that you don't even know what time it is. You don't know what's happening. You're just doing this. And it's really a wonderful thing to be able to do.
Do you ever showcase your art, your drawings at a gallery?
Not yet. I've been asked, but I just don't have enough work because I'm always writing songs.
Okay, yeah, but
And I feel like I'm cheating if I sit in my art room, but I'm going to do that now.
how many have you drawn? About how many have you drawn?
6 or 7 that I've actually put out there. I've drawn a lot more than that, but the ones that I really love, I've framed, and I just need some more.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's no, that's that's amazing.
Thank you.
Um, but I guess yeah, definitely showcasing it would be, and I don't surprised you didn't do any on your album covers. You didn't want it.
Yes,
Did you ever think about it at the
I
time?
have thought about that. I absolutely have, and it's not too late. This album I'm doing now is called Song Painter, and it's It's so much fun to do this. This is my happy place, being
Mm.
in the studio with Stefan Oberhoff, who is my co-producer for 30 years.
Wow.
And we make, I mean, it's incredible how much fun we have making an album, you
Wow.
know,
How far are you away? Are you, how far are you into the album are you?
very near the end. We're just tweaking things. So exciting.
Wow. But the musical landscape has changed since your early days in A&M where, they do artist development, we're talking about
Oh yeah,
promotion.
yeah,
How then do you try and be motivated to not just create the new music, but to try and see how your fans will get a hold of it because they're
yeah,
just consumed with so much stuff.
exactly. Well, I think social media is a great thing because it gets to a lot of people, and you can find out pretty soon if people respond to the music or not. And I have a couple of people working on the PR side, trying to get it out to as many you know writers like yourself or people like yourself, and then you have faith,
Mm,
and I
yeah.
have a lot of that. So
Yeah. I mean, are you planning to um tour to support the album as well?
I haven't thought about that.
It's too bad.
Touring could be so brutal.
Mm.
Brutal.
He added another brutal.
I'm telling you, like, carrying suitcases, and I used to try to wear heels sometimes. It was like, no, yeah. But, packing up after the show, and it's
Uh,
just a lot of work involved if you don't have help.
yeah, yeah. But maybe a few select dates, you think?
Yeah. I think I love performing for people. So I think if that's supposed to happen, it'll happen.
Yeah, yeah. The what you went back to A&M and released Get Here. Um,
Hmm.
I wonder, leave. How easy was it? Because it's almost like you were on contract. Could you just do one album, Warner Brothers, say, okay, no, I'm going to A&M. That didn't seem possible back in other times. How was it easier for you to just walk back and forth?
It's all about Herb Alpert because Herb loved me, right? And
Mm,
so even though they let me go off the label, and he's the one who told me, then they wanted me back. He just wanted me back. And I was walking by his office one day when I returned. I had just done this whole record with Piano in the Dark, and they were going to put out a different single, not Piano in the Dark. So I was walking by his office. He's playing his horn, and he saw me, and he said, "Brenda, I have an idea. I don't think we should release Gravity as the single. Piano in the Dark should be the single." And I was like, "Yes, yes, sir. Yes, it should." So that's how it became a single. Because Herb, the number one guy, the A of A&M, said, "I think we should do this." And that changed my life. That walking by the office, just happenstance, synchronicity. It's amazing.
wow. Did you agree with him on that, or did you have any objection as to what came first?
Do you mean which song?
Yeah, yeah. Did you think, yeah, okay, let's do that, or did you want Gravity, or did you want Get Out,
No,
Get Here?
I always believed in Piano in the Dark. But when you're a writer like myself, who doesn't do the predictable thing,
Mm,
sometimes it's hard for everybody to get on board.
yeah.
But Herb was there. He said, "That's the song." And I, of course, agreed with him. I knew it was the best song.
Mm,
So that's what we put out. And we had so much feedback on that record. It was being played everywhere.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember there
And
was, yeah, I
it
remember
was
listening.
wonderful.
I remember hearing it when, I think by '88, I'd relocated to Nigeria from Liverpool, and it
Wow.
was big in Nigeria as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Are
I
you
remember. Yeah, I
serious?
remember as a kid listening to it in Nigeria, and but at that time I didn't think, "Oh, how come I didn't? We were just listening to music, so it was no different than Elton John singing a song or Stevie Wonder. It just felt like just good music. I didn't.
Yeah,
There was no difference between you singing that and Anita Baker singing, "Giving You the Best That I Can." It just felt like it was music, and
that's the idea. And I love that you said that because that's what it is.
yeah. Were you
Yeah.
surprised how well the song did?
I was happy how well it did. I was so happy because people loved it. I mean, my musician friends, who are pretty cool guys, loved it, so I knew I had something good there.
Yeah, and that was the Grammy nominations and everything. But you
Oh,
said it
yeah.
changed the trajectory of your career?
Oh, it definitely did because it opened many doors. And it's so funny when I have two co-writers on that song, Jeff Hall and Scott Cutler, and they sent me this track of the music, right? They said, "We need lyrics for this." I said, "Okay." So I used to keep a book of titles of, that come to me, right?
Okay.
So they called me in 2 days and said, "What have you got?" And I said, "Okay, just a minute." And I picked up my book, flipped it open, and I saw Piano in the Dark. And I had heard the song, which was beautiful. So I kind of felt like that. I said, "What about Piano in the Dark?" And they said, "What does that mean?" And I said, "I don't know, but I'll figure it out."
Oh, wow.
And I did.
So once you have the title, then you can start thinking about what that means and then write to it.
Absolutely. A good title, the song is within it in a certain way. Like if you have a great title that you love,
Mm,
work on that and the song will come to you out of that lyric, out of that title.
mm,
Even out of phonetics. Like I wrote a song about Al Jarreau, which I loved very much. And I was just singing phonetics, like the just not real words. And when I played it about 8 years later after I wrote it, and I put it, and I said, "It sounds like I'm saying Jarreau."
mm.
Oh, that's cool. So I write this whole song about Al Jarreau. Then
Wow.
I call Al Jarreau and
As you
I say,
do.
you got to get over here and hear this now." He said, "Okay." He didn't live far from me. So he
Okay.
came over. I put the headset on him and played the song. And as he was listening, I didn't tell him what it was. He thought it was a song I wanted him to sing.
Okay.
So I didn't tell him. But he's sitting there, and when he heard his name, Jerome, tears came down his face.
Wow.
And that was one of the most amazing moments I've ever had with Al. I mean,
Wow.
he cried. And then he played it every time he did a concert. While the people were walking in, he would play it on air.
Oh
So
my goodness.
isn't that cool?
Yes. It's amazing what you said about the title because I think I remember when I used to do ministry and sometimes you just get a title of a sermon and then all of a sudden the whole thing comes up, but you need to know what the title is and then you can build upon it. So I can imagine what it's
Abs-
like as a songwriter.
the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I love that aspect of writing. You have a great title. To me, that's half the battle, because the great title inspires you somehow.
Mm,
Musically, something happens. You work
mm,
from there, but it's born from there.
yeah.
This is
Uh,
cool.
that's why I have a picture of piano in the back.
I
Yeah, that
love that.
piano
I
in
got.
the
I love that.
yeah, piano in the dark. Yeah, I mean, the other song was Get Out. I Get Here. And I remember hearing it in the 90s from yeah, Lola,
Yeah, Get Out
Yola.
was another thing.
I thought it was a gospel song.
Get Here. Oh yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah. I
Could
mean,
be
what was the
anything you want.
inspiration?
You were asking me the inspiration
Yes.
for Get Here? Lovely story. I went to Sweden because they asked me to come there. They asked me, they found me and said, we want you to come to this TV show. My record company was like, oh no, we have other artists you can use, right? And they're like, no, we want Brenda. So eventually I went to do this show there. And then I was falling in love with the city of Stockholm.
Mm,
So incredible. And I had a wonderful penthouse looking over the city.
wow.
And I had a keyboard that I put in the in this, what do you call those round turrets, or like it's sort of round. It's
Okay.
not all the way round, but you can put a keyboard in there. Window is looking out, and I looked out on the most amazing view, and I started writing Get Here, and it just came so easily because I was writing about a person I did not know,
Mm,
and I was writing about a person that I wanted to come into my life, you know. So, and when looking out there, you could see the hot air balloons and different things I say in that song just came to me just visually, great visual.
wow. My goodness. Then did you because when Yolanda Adams covered it, that's when I because the way she sang it more gospelish, gospely. How did you feel? What did you feel about her interpretation of it?
Well, my publisher phoned me one day and said, "We have a someone covered your song, Olita Adams, and you want to hear it?" I said, "Yes." So she played it over the phone to me, and I cried like a baby. It was so awesome. I was like, "Oh my God." I loved her voice and her
Mm,
interpretation. Love her.
wow.
So I was very happy. And a lot of people love that song. I'm so impressed by that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because, and I remember American Idol when it was in its heyday. That so many times, some of the contestants would sing it as well, just because it just feels that it's a connecting song.
Yes.
Um, I guess I wondered when you think of your dual career as a songwriter and a recording artist, which are you more proud of?
I'm proud of both
I know,
because
I know.
it's a gift.
Yeah.
I feel it's a gift that I'm lucky to have, and I'm grateful for it. It's so rewarding and it's healing. Music
Mm.
heals people,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. It's a fact. Like you
Mm.
could be sitting there in a bad mood and this great song comes on and you're up dancing. What happened?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
music happened.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, even biblically,
Yes.
um, King David, well, he wasn't King David, he was David singing to Saul, and Saul will get delivered from his evil spirit just when David was playing the harp. So
Wow.
it is in the in the Bible where just
It's
him
healing.
playing cured and delivered, and so there's a massive power. But I don't think many recording artists, well, some do know that music has some healing and stuff, but
Oh
many
yeah.
don't. Yeah, many don't. But
There's no
especially,
doubt about it, in my opinion, that it heals.
mm,
That's why people go crazy sometimes for the good music, because they feel so good about it.
yeah. Yeah, and then you also were recording music when you had live good musicians playing, not just an electronic synth and stuff. You were actually people
Yeah.
who actually brought their talents to make it very rich.
I was fortunate enough to have some of the baddest music studio musicians in LA play on my album. I didn't even know half of Total played on my first.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I met them so long ago. and they were so wonderful. And I'm just really grateful for the people I've been able to work with because they're the best, and I love it.
How did you get involved with the color purple?
Well, my co-writers. Let me show you this picture. My co-writers. Here is yes. You can have my. Here I am. Now, I'm very visual, right? This is Stephen Bray, Allie Willis, and myself. This was a picture in the New York Times when our show came out. And I started working with them before anything was happening. We were just doing something else. And one day I looked up and said, we need something bigger. We need something bigger. And don't you know, we get a phone call about The Color Purple and if we'd be interested in auditioning some songs. And we were like, yeah, absolutely. So we wrote a couple of songs, we produced them, not too much because in Broadway, sometimes it's just a piano demo, so we did it very simple. But, and then we waited to hear from him, the producer, because we knew when he would get the songs. And we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. So finally, he calls us and he says, I forgot to call you. I've been dancing, and Alice Walker was it, and we were like, okay, we got this job. And that's how that happened, sort of condensed story.
Yeah, no, but then also, was that your first Grammy win?
Yes, no, yes, yes. For the Color Purple for the album,
Mm.
we won the Grammy, which was very fantastic. But we had such good people on it, and what else?
Yeah. I mean, did you? Because I was a massive fan of what Quincy Jones did in on the original film, Spielberg film with Whoopi Goldberg. It is my I think it's my th second favorite movie of all time after Schindler's List, and
uh,
it's just the emotional. It's the story of redemption.
yes,
Danny Glover's character, after Mister redeeming himself and then sisters reunite. It's always I always in tears when they're doing their
yes.
stuff at the end. Do you listen to what Quincy did and the movie when you're thinking about songs for the show, the play?
Not at all. We knew it had to be originals, so
Mm,
that's what we were focused on. But we did watch the movie for, the storyline
mm.
and how we would express certain characters. And I would sit down at the piano and go, okay, God, what do you want this guy to sing?
Wow.
Because I always go up first to get the idea, inspiration for what to play. And I
Mm.
start playing, and Allie is going, that's it. She was amazing. And Stephen would be there doing his thing, and we would create this beautiful music together. And when it was really good, I'd have a group hug with them.
Wow.
I would
Wow.
force them. Group hug.
And then also did you get involved with the movie when they was the recording the songs and the
Oh, um, I did not because us writers, although Allie did pass away, unfortunately, before the movie was made, and crushing event that was. But I forgot your question. Sorry.
yeah, no, whether you got involved with the when the recording of the movie
Oh yeah,
and the
they
song.
they were so nice to invite me to the movie set, and they even had a chair with my name on it, which was very cool. Loved that. And Oprah was there, and it was Alice was there, and I was so excited to be there and watch the way they filmed the dancers and the activity, the energy in that place was so positive.
Mm,
It was just positive energy. And
yeah.
anytime Oprah said something, everything stopped. and and what did she say? What does she want? She was the main focus that day.
Wow.
She was
Goodness.
amazing. And let me tell you this: they said, uh, I came in from lunch, sort of, and they said, "Oh, Oprah wants to take some pictures with you." I said, "Okay." So they take me to the spot, and there's two chairs. So I sit down and look photographs, right? And then I see this mic coming my way. And I'm like, oh no, oh no, she's not going to interview me. Oh my
Oh.
God. And that's what happened. She interviewed me sitting there, and I felt like I was on the Oprah show. I really did.
Well, you'd rather be on the Oprah show than the Maury Povich show.
Oh, for sure, baby. It was so fun.
Oh, but because you've known to be writing your own songs for such a long time, what was the difference with having co-writers as opposed to just you doing it all by yourself?
I love co-writing if it
Hmm.
works. And oh, you mean to the show, like writing the show? Is that what you're
Well, yeah,
talking?
when you did the Color Purple, you
Yeah.
said, yeah, you showed me the other
Oh,
two
yeah.
who co-wrote with you, and I wondered why you couldn't have done it by yourself.
Oh, no, no, no. It couldn't have done it by myself. But
Wow.
these two people, um, we were made to be together, three
Mm.
of us, to do this. I just know that it was something we were destined to do, and we did
Mm.
it. We were such good friends. It was so easy to deal with that. And there was a
Wow.
lot of stuff coming at us, and a lot of people auditioned that were pretty good people, but they chose us.
I, and I think maybe I've had to interview a lot of artists who came out in the 90s, R&B,
Yes.
and they fell victim to losing publishing and being signed to production deals, so they really didn't make any money.
Mm.
And so there was this era of greed, and where people, if you write a song, you didn't want to share your publishing with anyone. You wanted to keep it all by yourself. But I'm listening to you talk about co-writing with others and inviting others in. Didn't seem as if I write all this, I get all my publishing and it, what made that a difference for you that you focus on the creativity and the art and it wasn't about money first?
Well, early on in my career, and most young artists, we don't know anything about publishing, who gets it, and that's why back in the old days, wonderful black artists were getting ripped off like crazy because all the
Wow.
money was in the publishing. I mean, there's money in sales. You probably didn't get all of that. So times have changed, but I was never that interested in the business side. But I always had really good people. But I, of course, made those similar mistakes, signed away my publishing in certain situations. And sometimes you just have to do what you have to do.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so even with you signed to A&M, you didn't, it wasn't as if you got protected and given and advised correctly.
Well, probably not.
Wow.
But it's part of the learning process. That's how I look at it.
Wow. Goodness. I was like hoping that you'd say, yeah, no, I kind of learned the ropes through this and I read the books and so I was it's like, wow. Yeah. Wow. I mean,
I have it now.
you said you read it though.
Yep.
Yeah, goodness. And I, but you don't look back and think, um, I mean, most artists would when they realize this that affects third album, we're number one and we're not making any money. And and of course when you get signed, there's just so much out there that it's hard to learn everything at once. And you're a creator, so you want to focus on the creativity and everything. Um, would you advise up and coming artists that today when it comes to from your own experience?
You have to get a good lawyer, your own
Yes.
lawyer, not the same lawyer as the opposing side, which is what I did. Just
Oh.
one lawyer for both sides. Like, what's wrong with this picture? But I didn't know. But get a good lawyer who knows in the music business. That's a good start because you don't want to have to give up any of the things that you love and want to keep.
Mm.
You may have to give up something, but you should have
Yeah.
good advice.
Yeah. So as we wrap up now, we should when should we expect this new project that you are working on and recording?
When did you say?
Yes, you have a time frame in which we can.
Oh, oh my God, I have no idea. But I would say within a few months, right? Nancy? When couple of months, right? She's not saying anything, so but we'll let everybody know when we're ready.
Yeah, no. So I think a few months is Christmas, but then it wouldn't
Yes.
be Christmas. It would be January, February, or
I would hope before Christmas would be fantastic.
oh wow, you've only got 5.5 weeks.
Yeah, I know. We're very close to the end though, so I feel good.
Wow. And
Maybe
yes,
maybe it'll be one song that will come out first. We'll see how my people want to do this. But
okay, yes, and then we may be able to see a Brenda Russell exhibition.
thank you.
Yeah, is that something that you might hope to do as well?
I think it's a possibility that that could happen
Yeah, I
one
mean,
day.
if you shoot a music video with one of your new songs and we're seeing almost you, they capture you in the motion drawing and doing creating, and we see some of the others behind, and the video just showcases the fact that actually you're doing this and look what you've done. And I don't
Wow,
know one of the songs, but it could almost link into how you're trying to distract yourself because of lost love, and you've got into something new. I don't know, depending what the song is, but you combine your music with your art, and
wow. I like that idea. That's a good idea.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, well, no, because as I said, just especially the Malcolm McDowell, to see that, I was like, my goodness, that's not a picture. But I think people would be very surprised that you can draw so well,
Thank
and
you.
be able to showcase that talent in your music would be awesome.
I
Yes.
like the idea very much. Now, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Well, I always ask my guests as I wrap up, what your all-time favorite movie is.
Oh, that's a good one. Hmm. One of my favorite movies is uh, what's his name? Matt Damon and um,
That's a Good Will
Judd.
Hunting.
No, uh, it's such a good movie. Ripley, Ripley.
Oh, The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Yes, that
Okay.
movie. Anytime it's on, I'm watching it because
Okay.
it's so well done.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites. Yes.
Okay. And then the other question I always ask is all-time favorite song, not your
Uh-oh.
Brenda Russell song, but just a song that by any artist that you just really.
I really love After the Love Is Gone by Earth, Wind and Fire because That's a song I wish I had written. You know, like you hear songs sometimes you go, oh, I wish I'd written that. That's so good, you know.
Wow.
Really a good song. Written
Yes.
by David Foster and can't remember his name, but David Foster's one of the writers. Yeah.
Wow.
Maurice White, I think maybe.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. And then and I guess the final one would be if you had your five favorite songs that you have written and you wanted fans to know this is Brenda Russell's five favorite songs that you've written and recorded, what would make those top five?
And on the Dark. A song I wrote years ago called The Night Train to Leningrad.
My goodness, how would you spell Leningrad?
Night Train to Leningrad. I actually took that train in Russia. And the third song would be Beatles song. Blackbird singing in the day of night. Blackbird. Love
Yeah.
that song. Hey, you know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah, well, I've heard the Beatles sing it. Yes.
Yes, that song. Fantastic.
Do you know what Gershwin?
Hmm?
Do you know what Gershwin always says?
Oh. Oh, you're talking about my songs.
Yes, your songs. Yes, I was thinking,
Oh.
wow, do you write that?
I'm sorry, dear. I flipped the script. Dinner with Gershwin is another song I'm really proud about.
So we've got three though. We
How many is that?
three. You had Get a Piano in the Dark, Dinner with Gresham.
It's a hard question. Oh, I know. Song. I love writing with Brazilian artists, and my favorite artist is Yvonne Lins. And we wrote a couple of songs together. But I can't think of one. Okay, this is a hard question.
Okay. That is.
I have some new songs. I have some new songs that are become my favorite, like Oh Bahia. I just wrote a song about Bahia in Brazil. And it's one of my favorite songs ever.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, yeah. Well, hopefully, when the album or the first single comes out, Tom will let me know so that we can start to listen and promote it and stuff.
Thank you so much. That's so
Yes,
sweet. You
yes.
took me to a lot of places today in my mind.
No, appreciate it. But hopefully
Thank you.
you remember the concept for that video of you
Yeah,
drawing, and so we can see that.
it's such a cool idea. I like it. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Well, I appreciate it. So everyone, we can't wait until Brenda comes out with new music. A bit of samba plus Ontario pop rock. It will be a nice combination to witness.
Oh, Terry.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. Well, I appreciate your time, and it is just after midnight here in England. So I am off to bed before my clinic in the morning. But it's been an honor for me being able to
Me
interview you
too.
this evening.
Me too, my friend. We'll talk again.
I hope so. I definitely hope so.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind.
And somewhere in between.
Us for even loving us, on which I did miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No. Okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jonas Boys and men and all spirits.
Play it.
And all these guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.